Hi, I'm Francesco. I come from Italy, but I've been studying in Estonia, in the Estonian Academy of Arts, and I'm presenting in Animateka two short films which were made as a graduation project. And one of them is called Must Seme, which is black seed in English, and it's oil and glass animation narrative. The other one is Nabo Distorio, is a abstract film with objects, lenses, and yeah, it doesn't follow any narration, but it's more like kind of like it follows the music piece.
Those two films differ much, and you used in both of them really skillfully techniques that require dedication and passion.
They're both made in a light box structure, so there is a glass with the light underneath and the camera on top. And the differences between two is the materials with which the film was animated. And the oil and glass animation was really challenging because it's the material itself is like is drying, and you have to take care of the color, you have to take care of light and shadows, and animating it wasn't like so easy for me in the beginning as a first experience. And I think I ended up with this specific style after trying like many different ways to use the color onto the glass. And in the end I just decided to repaint each frame by new because it was giving this really interesting shaky effect. And about the abstract film, it's made on the same like working place, and it has like objects involved, and I collected different like lenses, from enlargement lenses for photography and metal pieces or whatever I found around me, in order to kind of create some kind of feeling according to the music piece.
Nabo Distorio reminded me of the avant-garde experiments of German avant-garde of 20s. Was it the reference that you were conscious of?
I guess so. Maybe unconsciously it was that way. I didn't get any precise reference from any work from the history of animation or pioneers, but of course I've been watching many like films made in the beginning of the century, and they were like, of course, like they were analog. You know, they were like not so well done technically because they were independent films and they had some camera issues back then. And for some reasons I really like this handcraft approach to the work, and the fact that not everything is so like precisely made, but you can see the human touch on it. And I guess I've been like fascinated more from some kind of MTV program which was running in the end of 90s or something, which was like called Liquid Television, but I'm not sure. I have like kind of foggy memories about it, but it was really some short sketches with MTV logos and totally anti-narrative sequences, completely absurd. And I kind of tried to, like also with the oil film as well, I tried to kind of take some, I don't know, to reproduce something that I had in my mind. And of course it was already distorted because I don't have like a clear reference. I haven't had any chance to see this works again. I have to say that many people after watching this film, they had like a totally narrative understanding of the structure, not in a mathematical way, more in I don't know, they saw relationships between different objects, and I found partially true because when I was animating itself, I kind of put it some inner like a relationship between different shapes, or like it was really like it came naturally for some reasons. And it might be that this kind of understanding of the picture is more like related to the rhythm of the composition, which is like sometimes reproducing the same loop I was always interested in more like anti-narrative kind of film. I didn't want to tell any story to anybody. I wasn't interested in narrative filmmaking. But as long as I was studying and it was my first experience, then I kind of felt the need to try both ways and to see what comes out, you know, in order to get like some new, like kind of interesting, like I don't know, it's an experience itself.
Why did you change away from narrative to non-narrative?
I found it really interesting, and I'm writing scripts right now which are like both like narrative and abstract.
As the subject of Black Seed, and as I know, it's based on not your experience, but on your perception of Far East Europe, which you experienced during your trip through Siberia. Can you tell us about this experience?
That was just a trip that I decided to have, and I kind of gathered some material out of it, like of course the experience itself of traveling, which is always really like inspiring and beautiful, but at the same time I kind of got like many stories from people on the train and some places that I've seen. I have to thank actually this person who came with me, and she was like good with Russian, so we could actually communicate with the locals. But the film is based on a combination of different happenings or different things that just happened during the journey.
So I imagine that you were influenced or inspired by Eastern European cinema and meat cinema, obviously, but it's not only like the Russian cinematography would be the reference, because I think that this film and not only animation would be the reference. Are you familiar with cinema of Bela Tor, the Hungarian directors? Because it's
Yeah, I really like him, and I didn't want to make an animated film of his works. Of course, it's not like I didn't even talk about him while like writing the script or making the animation, but I love his film, so like, of course, it's a reference. But I got more inspired from the, you know, in Estonia there is still some like something which recalls the Soviet occupation. And I think I was fascinated from it, from some objects, or I had a possibility to travel in Russia and in Belarus, in the Baltics too. So it's like some things are completely familiar at one point, even if I am not originally from there, but I felt a connection straight away. It's more like how people actually relate to each other, how they behave, so they make you connect with the environment around them. So if there is understanding between people, then automatically you relate yourself to the place where they are living.
You're Italian, living in Estonia for 4 years now. Why did you decide to stay in Estonia?
I've recently graduated. It was last spring, so I'm anyway there. I don't have any plan to return in my own country because I have nothing to do there pretty much, and my life right now it's just in Estonia, at least for the moment. I don't know what's going to happen in future, but it's I have really good connections with people, as I said before, so it's really like just so easy to live there. It's inspiring, and I like to work there. Like ideas are floating, and it has been a good time. It will be a good time. Animateka is a great festival. It's well organized. It's my first experience here, but I've noticed that people does things with passion, so they're really, really nice, and it's just a pleasure to hang around here for a week. It's like good screenings and possibility to talk with filmmakers, so it's a really, really good meeting point for us.